That's better. We're on the wrong camera, though. And the music's a little loud. There we go. Hey, there I am. How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Build Show. I'm your host, Ben Estrino, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. We've got a build for you today. We've also got an announcement, guys. It's been a crazy last few days. Holy pretty bright. We got our baby. She's finally here. This is number 3 to the Empower family. All girls. So, girl power. So if you guys were waiting for something from me and it didn't happen, this is why. Oh no. We might have to go back to Mama. I don't do too good with babies on the camera. New baby, yes. He arrived Wednesday morning, very early in the morning. And now it's a whole new world. But we're here to do a build today. And that's for a Mr. James. We were actually supposed to kind of start earlier, but I had a customer drop off his PC earlier today. And it was actually around 1 o'clock, and he was asking if we can get it done today. And I was like, sure, why not? I got time. Overcommitted a little bit, but we got it done. He picked up, and now we're here to do the build. I do see that we're a little bit crooked here, so let me try to fix that. A little better. Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it and get started because it's already getting late. We're at 8 o'clock, and I don't really want to be doing this one past 11 if I don't have to. This build should actually go pretty quick. It's a pretty simple build, but it's actually a pretty badass build. Martin, thank you for the congratulations. You got the other Zach's PC done? I did. So I got 2 Zach's PCs delivered today. So I had a Zach picking up, and then I had a Zach dropping off at the same time, which was hilarious. And they both spell, I think, their name the same way. I don't know. I can't remember. No, one is CH, and the other one's CK. And good evening. Good evening to you too, Martin. Welcome back to the Build Show, both of you. Sheesh. I know, it's crazy. All the Zachs are coming here today. I don't know. Must be Zach Day over here at Empower. I didn't realize that. All right, so we're going to run through the build list here for James, which is going to be build 164 for the year of 2024. And we're going to start off with the CPU, which is a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D. So this bad boy right here. We built with these quite a few times. We've had a couple of problems with them in the past, but so far I think we've worked out all those issues. And with new BIOSes, I've not had any problems recently. I'm weird, and I spell mine with a K, but my legal name is Z-A-C-H, Zachary. So that means you both are spelled the same way. That's even more weird. Maybe we should all just go, play the lottery. That doesn't happen very often. At least, here. Same person in the same place here. We also have a Thermalright contact frame that we're going to be building with. We use these to mount the CPU to the socket, and it also helps kind of keep the thermal paste out of the side of the CPU, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan of that. I like to keep things clean. We also have Cryonaut Extreme for our thermal paste, so that should help transfer the heat off the CPU and onto the cooler. And talking about the cooler, we have a Noctua NHD15 Chromax in black. This is a super good air cooler. It's one of the best, basically the top of the line air cooler you could possibly buy in the Noctua realm. And it's in black. So it doesn't have the poop brown color that Noctua is famous for, which I didn't really want to put in there. But I wanted the performance. So thankfully they broke and they finally started releasing natural colors instead of natural poop colors. Does a good air cooler compared to an AIO cooler. So this might perform an AIO cooler, in my opinion. I think it will. I'll actually be testing it probably later this evening, late. So my plan is to get this build done and try to have it ready for pickup tomorrow morning, so that they have the option to come pick up before I start running around tomorrow. But I'll do some testing on it and I'll confirm for sure. I've built with it in the past and I remember it being pretty close. So, you know, I think liquid coolers will, over time, as you know, you use the PC longer, they actually warm up because the liquid temperatures increase, versus air coolers, they're more consistent in my opinion. But then again, you also have the difference in the environment. So if you're in a warmer environment, maybe a liquid cooler will help better. But again, you still have a problem after a long period of time. Your liquid's probably going to warm up a little bit, change temps. So it depends on how you use it, I guess. You'd have to test it for a long period of time, side by side, basically on the same hardware in the same environment, to confirm whether or not it's better. I guess is the best way to probably test that. All right, so outside of the cooler, which has 6 heat pipes and 2 massive 140 millimeter PWM Noctua fans in black, and it also includes the offset mounting option for best efficiency on the AM5 socket. So this is a cooler that is also offsetting, just like we see with Arctic. So this is a great cooler for AM5. The motherboard that we're going to be plugging all this into is the MSI X670E Mag Tomahawk Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi ATX motherboard, gaming motherboard. It's a great motherboard. I've used them in the past. Lots of options on the board. The 670E, lots of different options. And then our RAM that we're going to be running is 32 gigabytes DDR5 6000 megahertz CL32. This kit, which you're very familiar with, because I've used them several times here in the past. We also have a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, and this is a MP44 by Team Group. So we've got about 7,400 megabits read, and I think it's like 6,800 write. It's a super quick drive. I believe that's an SLC drive as well. And then the graphics card we're going to be running is an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 Super. Originally, I was going to pick up a Gigabyte, but we ended up matching the board since we changed boards from a Gigabyte board to an MSI board, to keep the price down after prices had changed when we originally quoted this. So we got the Ventus 3X RTX 4080 Super, which matches the motherboard. So it's a great card. And then the power supply, of course, which we have a GX 1000 watt. We went to 1000 watt, not really needed for this build, but if he ever goes to upgrade, the power supply will support bigger cards in the future. So it kind of makes the upgrades easier in the future. Have you had a decent amount of orders out of state? Not recently. I've got a couple maybe coming in, but not recently. A lot of our builds have been local lately. Can't say I made it. Can't say I'm at Dave and Buster's. Oh, nice. We'll see you later, man. Thanks for stopping in, Jar of Dirt. Dirt of Jar. Jar of Dirt. But yeah, no, our out-of-state orders have been kind of low recently. So in general, I mean, if you look at the build count from this year compared to last year, we've had a significant drop in build requests this year, and I think it has something to do with the economy. It's not been fruitful, so to speak. So I think we're gonna have a pretty decent end of the year here. It's gonna get pretty crazy and busy, especially through the month of December. We're probably gonna see a pretty nice, decent uptick in builds. So, you know, stay tuned there, where I'm staying up till like 4 in the morning to finish a build. All right, the case that we're going to go into is actually the Fractal Design Torrent RGB. So it's the Fractal Torrent that everybody loves. It's one of the best air cooling cases you can build in for airflow. And since we're doing an air cooler and we're running one of the hottest CPUs available, this case is definitely going to help out with the airflow to keep things cool. Super easy to manage and clean as well. So all the ventilation, all the vents basically are very easy to take apart and clean when you need to clean them. So that's why I like. That's one of the main reasons why I love the case. It also has additional, you know, the fans that are included with it. So we didn't have to buy any additional fans. It has the two. What size are those? Two 180 millimeter PWM addressable RGB fans on the front, and then they have three 140s on the bottom for intake. So those are all intake. We bought an extra 140 millimeter Cooler Master fan that we're going to mount in the back for some exhaust, because the cooler is going to be mounted in such a way that it's just going to be dumping that heat there. This is going to help kind of draw that heat out. Hey, what's up, Steve Anderson? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Electroman. The case is huge. Yes, this case is huge. I'm hoping it fits in the frame. What PSU do you have? PSU? How many watts? So that's the Seasonic Focus over here, and that's 1,000 watts. And it's the GX1000 that is PCIe 5.0 ready, or ATX 3.0 ready. So it has the 12-volt high-power cable for the graphics card. Makes it, you know, eliminates the failure points on the graphics card to the power supply by having the connection from the power supply go straight to the graphics card, no adapter in between, especially with the bigger cards. This one, the 4080, I'm not too worried about. I know I'm kind of blocking it, but the 4080 I'm not too worried about, because I think it's like, what, a 400 watt card in the end. But the 1,000 watts I chose specifically so he could upgrade to like a 4090 or a 5090 or let's say a 5080 Super when those are ready in the next year or so, whenever that comes out. Yes, this is a 4080 Super. 4080 Super by MSI. Is my music drowning me out a little bit? Let's just bring it down a tad. So, without further ado, guys, what do you say we jump into this build and get started? Let's do this. It's a pretty easy build, honestly. For what we have here, we're gonna build out the motherboard and then drop that into the case, and then literally the only thing we have to do is put the case fan in, which we might actually do before we drop the board with the cooler in there first, and then put a power supply in, cable manage, and we're good to go. So it should be pretty quick. Yep, and a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D. I don't know if you can see it with the light kind of flashing there, reflecting. And then we've got 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 CL32 by G.Skill Flare X5 on a MEG X670E Tomahawk Wi-Fi with a Noctua NH-D15 Chromax black. So no poop Noctua colors. Poop brown. We want black. So let's get started, guys. Let's do this build and do it right. So that's pretty much all I do here. I actually force people to spend more money to do it right. There's a gentleman with his computer in here right now that I made him do that. And then earlier, when the other Zach was picking up his computer, I found out he, in his old system, all he had for storage was hard drives. He had no SSD, and he was trying to switch over to an i5 12600K on a Z790 with DDR4 RAM. And he said one of the main reasons why he was switching is because of the load times and things, and that's why he was upgrading. I'm like, well, that's not going to fix the problem, and I'd hate it for you to pick up this computer, bring it home, plug it in, and find out you still have the same problem. So I shaved $50 off my labor to make sure he got a 1 terabyte SSD in there. Because I didn't want him to leave without an SSD. I felt bad. I already talked him into, going in. Well, didn't talk him into, but I got him onto a new case. Hey, what's up, Twisted GA? Better Hawk Tua on that Noctua before it goes in there. I don't know if I'll be doing any Hawk Tuas on the Noctua. I'm going to try to avoid doing that, but that is a good one. That is a good one. I feel like I've heard that one before. Congrats on the baby. Thanks for building my kiddo's supercomputer. You're welcome. So for those of you who don't know, Gretchen is James's mom, who's in the chat over here on YouTube. So if you want to come chat her up, you're more than welcome to. This is pretty much what I would build if I had the money. That's where I'm at as well, Steve. That's where I'm at. I haven't had an upgrade in a while. I just build everybody else's computer, and it kind of satisfies my urge, just enough where I just don't write a big check and build a PC that I don't really need. I would if I had the extra money, but we just had a baby. Lots of extra bills there. All right, let's go ahead and get a zoom in on this board. Let's zoom it on in. We might have to zoom out for the cooler because it's so massive, but that's okay. We don't want to move too far over here. There we go. And we'll start off by opening up the Ryzen 9 7950X 3D. And we'll get that in the socket. So how's everybody's weekend going so far? Everybody having a good weekend as we transition from summer to fall, officially, non-officially, unofficially. A little late, actually. I'm surprised it wasn't cooler or more fall-like faster this year. It seemed like it was going to do that early. Let's see if my lack of sleep is going to impact my build performance. So we're just going to open that up and then drop our Ryzen 9 7950X 3D into the socket here. And we're not going to close it up because we do have a contact frame by Thermalright. So we're going to remove that bracket and add the new bracket that we have here. Here to see. I've also abandoned my haircut day 3 times now. So if you guys can see my wings kind of throwing off on the side of my hat, that is why. I need a haircut. Desperately. My brother cuts hair. But he's more like the, the buzz cut style kind of guy. And I like to have a little hair on the top. since I can still enjoy it. Since it's still there. All right, there we go. We've got our socket heated. Or our CPU seated. Have a bacon, 6 pounds of it. I'm happy. I'd be happy too. I would definitely be happy if I had 6 pounds of bacon cooked, ready to digest or devour. All right, so what's next, guys? Let's do the RAM. 32 gigs of DDR5, 6,000 megahertz. Hey, what's up, Army Vet? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Glad you made it. What's your streak at right now? All right, we put the 2 sticks in A2 and B2 because we want to try to do it right. I guess. I don't know. Those are the standard slots that you would start out with 2 sticks. In DDR5 in general, you want to try to avoid 4 sticks anyway. So, pretend the other 2 slots don't exist. Congrats on the baby. Thank you. Our 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD by Team Group, which is the MP44. Again, this has about 7,400 megabits per second read, and then 6,800 write. So it's a super fast drive. Those load times, loading into games, are going to be a thing of the past. They won't exist. Or at least that'll be the feeling. go. That is installed. Now we're going to zoom out a little bit for the massive Noctua cooler that we're going to be running. Maybe if the camera focuses. There we go. Congrats on the baby boy or girl. It is a baby girl. On Wednesday at 2:34 a.m. Came in at 8 pounds, 3 ounces. Super fast delivery. And both mom and baby are doing well. I had them, or I had the baby here on the stream at the beginning. But she got a little fussy because of the bright lights, I think. We're going to install our Chromax Black Noctua NH-D15. This massive air cooler. Just a huge chunk of metal. It's actually been a while since I've installed one of these, so I might actually have to look at the instructions, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's going to be close to almost every other cooler I've installed. Oh, there we go. Nice. Look at this massive chunk of metal that's going on there. It's pretty big. No pun intended. Let's look at the hardware and see if we can figure that out easily. This says Intel parts, so I doubt we're going to use that. This says AMD parts. I'm pretty sure that's the winner. But I know this has offset mounting, and that wasn't a thing the last time I installed this, so let's double check the instructions. Flip it over for AMD. Oh, there we go. North and south. I like how they do that. Actually, super convenient. So it looks like we have to get our LTT store screwdriver. Ooh, neat. And install these. Hunter, will the 5700G work well with the 7600 XT? Yeah, I will. The downside is a 5700G doesn't have PCIe 4.0 support, so it's lacking there, and your 7600 XT might actually lose a little bit of performance there because it's not running in PCIe 4.0, and those newer cards like that bandwidth. So that is the downside, but it will work with it. It'll work fine. And thank you for jumping in and joining the build stream. Hey Vic, what's up? Live in Canada? Can you please give me a PC, please? My parents don't let me have one. I'm sorry. Definitely not going to go against your parents, that's for sure. And two, shipping across the border from the United States to Canada, the tariffs are stupid, insanely expensive. Tariffs are taxes. But we do a build giveaway once we have enough subs and everything, so that is an option if you're a subscriber. Okay, thanks. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, no problem, man. If you have any other questions, feel free to always jump in and ask. Beautiful. So we've got our mounting hardware on there, so we're ready to drop this cooler on there. Some thermal paste and then the cooler. That was easy. And we're going to be using the Cryonaut Extreme thermal paste for this one. Hey, what's up? Oh, PC Building Live. You love PC building? Well, you came to the right place if you want to get your fix tonight. We're building a PC with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, a Noctua whatchamacallit, the NHD15. I just completely botched that. And then we also have a Fractal Torrent that we're going to be building in with an RTX 4080 Super. So it's pretty badass build. We're just getting ready to paste it up and drop this massive cooler on the CPU. And this is, again, the Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut Extreme. I'm going to try to get a 4070 Ti Super. Nice! Yeah, it's a really good card. It's a very powerful card. You could definitely run 4K on that card as well. I mean, it's a great card. I like that card a lot. Did I say that like 18 different times in like the same way almost? Probably. We gotta pop this center fan off. We can get down there and screw this in. We specifically are making sure our logo and the words here are facing the right direction instead of upside down. There. If you leave plastics on down there, your cooler's not gonna be able to do it. It's for gaming and a Ryzen 7. Yeah, the Ryzen 7 7800X. You might actually want to wait for the 9800X 3D. which is releasing, and it's supposed to be, I think, 25% better. So if it's only like $50 or $100 more, it might be worth it. There we go. I mean, look at how big this thing is. This thing is massive. So happy with the new build, Ben. Thanks again. Yeah, no problem. Are you watching on the new build? Is it running good for you? Should be. I mean, I built it, so it should be good. Here. What's up? Happy, yep. Oh yeah, buddy. Nice. Try to get these clips on the fan here. There we go. And we can mount this bad boy on here. Okay. Those go up here. And it's so much easier to install an air cooler than it is doing an AIO. It just takes so much less time. Then we've got a splitter by Noctua. That's going to go from our CPU fan header. To our two fans. And we'll probably take the zip tie them up a little bit, and then we'll tuck them in underneath the cooler. Stay out of the way. Go. Those should stay out of the way. And there we have it, guys. We have our massive Noctua cooler installed on our motherboard. I mean, this thing is just huge. All right, so we've got our CPU, our RAM, our SSD, our contact frame, and our cooler installed. Now it's time to get the case out. This big boy. The Fractal Design Turret. Hey, what's up, Boobsy Guy? Welcome back to the Build Show. Your watch streak reached. You're currently at 3 streams. Nice. Wonder why Army Vet didn't get a streak. He should have gotten a streak announcement. And it's been a while since I built in this case, too. It's big. Leave open end there for jokes. For the adults. The packaging by Fractal is always top notch, guys. Top notch. I believe I'm the right side up. It is just as big as I remember it being. It is massive. Go ahead and remove the glass panel. Toolless entry into the side panel. Which, you know, it's convenient. And of course, we do also have a rear glass side panel as well. I forgot about that, or I would not have laid it down, but thankfully I have this nice cushy pad over the top of the table. Which saves things like that. And when I'm moving PCs around, flipping cases upside down and stuff, I'm not scratching them while I'm doing that. Alright, so next, we have this massive pile of cables we get to have fun with at some point. Shortly after we get it installed. And then Fractal Design very conveniently did not route these cables. So we're going to have to route those. I'm just going to go ahead and route those to the back right now as we are sitting here so that that way they're out of the way for the motherboard. You're on a 6-game streak. Nice. 6-stream streak by Army Vet. Doing pretty good. Trying to catch back up to your what? Like 20 streak? That for some reason just vanished. But Twitch hates me. Should be way up there anyway. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's Ben in the background just being like with an evil laugh, you know. Deleting your stream streak. I don't even know how to do that, but maybe it was me. I drank a little bit one night. Like, who am I gonna mess with tonight? Oh, I know, Army Vet. I'm gonna delete his stream streak and see what he says next time. You know I wouldn't do that. Well. What? Pops the pulls up? What? I feel like something's missing here. Oh. Something. Not cool. Okay. Go. Get our fan cables routed. Now we could drop a board in here, like a boss. Where's our hardware kit? Did I miss it? Am I crazy? It must be up here. No? See a hardware kit come out of this thing? Ah. That. Where's our hardware kit? Fell in the box when I pulled it out. Hey, what's up, Ant-Man? Welcome back to the build show, sir. We're building a behemoth. Shoot. All right. Time to drop this bad boy in there. Gently, of course. Lines up absolutely beautifully. We have plenty of space to get in here for our EPS cables and then our fan that we're going to add later. I thought about adding that first, but I think we're okay. We have a rear fan we're going to add here by Cooler Master. It's the MF140. Chillin', how are you? I'm doing pretty good, man. We had the baby, by the way. We are now completely outnumbered. It is a whole nother dynamic. Are these not the right screws for this? Seriously? They're not. That's dumb. I knew that. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you, sir. How's your weekend going, sir? Oh, shoot. We have a GPU bracket. I think it mounts here. Let me double check. If not, I have a Liam Lee bracket. One of those discrete ones, which I might still end up using. Depending on how this one is. Oh, let's see. GPU brackets. GPU bracket, GPU bracket, GPU brackets. Fans, fans, fans. Hard drives. GPU up bracket. Yep, so it goes here. So it's a mounting bracket. Yeah, I guess it's alright. We'll use it. We'll try it. Although I'm a huge fan of the Liam Lee. Oh, thank you, Army Vet. Thank you. It's going good. I learned at a young age. I didn't want any kids. My mom was the manager of 3 daycares. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that'll persuade you. No doubt. Two more screws. So the LTT store screwdriver right there was very convenient in that position. Look at that. Very convenient there. I didn't have to move my hand too much. I could just ratchet it. Nice. Well, there we have it. Motherboard is installed. All right, guys, that's it. Let's go home. I'm just kidding. Let's keep going. I'm joking. All right, what else we got? Well, we can start tackling our front panel stuff and then our case fans. Get those all plugged in. And then really all we got to do is a graphics card, a power supply, and some cable management back here. And that's it. I'm kind of like in shock how quick this build's going. I should build more of these. Oh yeah, I forgot. This thing has a beautiful hub down here at the bottom for PWM fans, which makes it super convenient for all these extra fans that are in the case right now. We will be using that hub for the fans. The RGBs, we're probably going to daisy chain off of one connection or two different connections. Power. And where is our case fan 1? Fan 1 is all the way up there at the top. We'll run it here. Might be difficult to get to this with the big cooler there now. But oh well. And then our USB-C and USB-C is there. Everything else we know where it's at, so we can figure it out. Hold the mic over so you guys can hear. USB-C here. This is our HD audio, which is going to pop through here. This is our USB 3.0. We know it goes there. And then we have an addressable RGB thingamabopper here. And a reset switch. Where's the rest of our front panel? Where's our front panel? I have a reset switch. Was ist das? Aha, here it is. Not sure why you got separated, bud. But okay. Seems to be a common thing here. Flip that through down here. There. Now we're going to flip this bad boy over and get these connected. Yep, all those kids are fun. They are a lot of work. Oh yeah, I know. I know. I'm second oldest of 9. I came from a large family. Why does it pretend it's not going to plug in and then it plugs in? It's like any other USB. Like, nah. Oh, okay. Starting to look like a build, right? Jeez, only have one older brother. I've got 3 brothers, and the rest are sisters. Lots of estrogen. I guess it prepared me for, you know, all girls that I have. I have all girls right now, 3. So I guess that prepared me a little bit. There we go. Now we have an addressable RGB connection here, which we'll do for the bottoms, and the top, we'll hit this one up here. All right, so let's tackle that. Get all our fans plugged in. since we're here, may as well tackle it and get it done. Yep. I think we're gonna slip here, right? Yeah. Definitely gonna sneak through there. Gaming with Ant-Man, I see a big fight press elections up there. Oh yeah. It's been a battle. I'm so sick of the ads. Tired of the ads. We'll get this a little bit more cleaned up here once we get some order. What? RGB connections, here we go. It slipped right up. Come on. Come on, man. RGB connections are plugged in. Nice. Dang, my old person app almost made me miss the stream. What's good, everyone? Welcome back, Tat, to the Build Show. You as well. And good morning from Grace. And good evening from The U.S. 8:03 p.m. here in the States. Yes. 9:07 for me. I'm Eastern time. Getting late. We're about an hour in. Oh, the clocks go back? Ah, shit. Forgot about that. I mean, shoot. Can somebody please in the future, like you're already in the future over there in Greece. Can you tell us what our winning lottery numbers are here in the US? And then I'll split it 50-50. Isn't that how it works? You're in the future, technically, right? With time. Hey, what's up, Bill Burns? Welcome to the Build Show. I've used them all. They are all fine. About SSD and NVMe and SATA also. What do you think Team Group, Kingston, Western Digital, or Silicon Power? Yeah, I've used all of them as well, and I like all of them. Silicon Power is probably the more budget-friendly. Team Group's got some pretty good options. Western Digital's got some pretty options, especially their Western Digital, like 850Ns. Those are super fast drives. Super nice. When does the time go back? For us, I think it goes back at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. Something like that. I think that's when our clocks officially flip. Or 1 a.m. I think it is, actually. 1 or 2. I can't remember. It's something stupid. This fractal case? Yes, this is a fractal torrent. However it's spelled. I think you got it. I have to actually look. Fractal. So the second C that you had in there is incorrect. On the second attempt. Hey, some giant idiot. 2 a.m. back to 1 a.m. Thank you for the confirmation. So 2 a.m. clocks go back to 1 a.m. So technically, it's only 8 p.m. So technically, I was only an hour late starting the stream. Ish. Do Montech have back connect? What do you mean by that, John? Favor? You want to elaborate on that question? Are you talking about the hub? Like a hub? Like a fan hub on the back? Yeah! Extra hour of sleeps. That'll be nice. We all need that. I think everybody here does. I do. All right, so we've got everything plugged in. I think what we're going to do next is drop a or get our fan. Well, no, let's put the power supply in so we can get the EPS cables in without the fan here, and then we'll do the fan. So power supply next. Oh. And it goes up here in this nice little cradle in the fractal torrent. I gotta not forget the extra fan. I have a tendency to do that. Yeah, John, if you want to elaborate on that question, I'd be happy to answer. I have a lot of experience with Montech cases. Some would say it's unnatural. Random twist tie over there. I don't know why. Oh, so the headers are on the back of the board and the case that adapts that? What do you mean? Oh. So you're talking to like the, I think he's talking about the, what do you call it? The Project Zero by MSI, where everything's connected to the back of the motherboard. I would say you have to double check that on Montech's website. I would double check it. I have not tried to do Project Zero on any of the Montech cases. I think the King 95 Pro does support it, and I think that's one of the few Montech cases that do support it. But I would double check. Just double check. I actually think they have a back of motherboard header case. Yeah, I think they do as well. But double check. If any of you all want to do some research and post it here, now I'm curious. I'm curious. Though I don't... The Project Zero... Anytime somebody's coming to me for a build, it's always like... There's always a budget. Very rarely do I find somebody that says, it's an open budget. Which means I would do something extra like that. But, you know, with people that are coming to me with a budget, I'm always focused on performance first. So I'm trying to give them the most performance I can with the budget. That's usually what happens here. You know, with the best quality parts that I can get them within the budget that makes sense. And is going to do exactly what they're asking for the PC to do. All right, so the power supply we're using here is a Seasonic. This is the Focus GX 1000. This is PCIe 5.0 ready, so it's got the 12 volt HPWR connection, or PCIe 5.0 connection, whatever you want to call it. It's also got a new name coming up here, guys. And I do have a video I'm working on, that I've been working on for a while, that has some hardware news, updates, and things. That is going to be posted to YouTube sometime within the next, I'd say, 1 week or so. But it's an update on lots of cool things that are probably relevant to everybody in this chat. So, and then I'm going to try to keep that series going at least monthly. I don't know if I can handle weekly. There's just too much going on right now. Now with this case, I'm probably not going to plug in all of these power supply cables. So I'm going to definitely keep it to a minimum here. PCIe. CPU. That one. That one. A couple of these just. "24-hour stream?" Those Asus boards were the 24-pin EPS stuff. It was on the back of the PCB. I caught on to that, yeah. My brain is just a little slow from a lack of sleep after we had an addition to the family. Took a little bit out of me this week. So I had a DARP for a moment. 24-hour stream? I don't know if I could do a 24-hour stream. Although in December, you might catch one that's very close to 24 hours. A couple of them, actually. Because we'll be building like crazy. Or at least, that's how it's been in the past. I have no idea if this season's going to be like that, because we've had a significant drop in builds this year. So, not sure. Not sure what's in store for us this year. But I mean, you remember December last year, it was insane. I was actually losing my mind. How many builds are you doing tonight? We're just doing this one tonight. what we have on the docket. I have a ton of inventory builds, but I'm just too tired to do them. Tonight. So we'll have to do them another night. We will be live again Monday doing a customers build. They started the build and then they decided they were in over their head, so they brought it over to us to finish. So we'll be finishing that. We made some corrections in the parts that he purchased, so like the RAM and the power supply. We got a better power supply out of the deal. That better fits the system. Not that the power supply he purchased was bad, it's just because of the 4000 series, I like to see these EPS cables come directly from the power supply to the graphics card. That is how I build them. I try to eliminate any adapters in between to eliminate any possible issues with the connection. Or to minimize, anyway. Diamond's cheapest, yeah. I want to buy a CPU with an integrated graphics APU. I don't know if I tell you that right. Yeah, no, that's right. Is that good to use? Only for internet? Streaming radio shows, or should I play some games? So it depends on, the games, of course. The APU is going to be a lot weaker than a GPU, but it's still capable of playing some games. And most games around like 40 to 60 FPS. Probably on lower resolution, but it'll play it. So it's not a bad deal if you want to save some money and start out with a build with an integrated CPU graphics, like 7600X, or that has integrated graphics, right? I'm pretty sure they all do. What is the baby doing? She is currently napping. The baby is napping right now. Not even the king, really. Huh. I think this PCU is ATX. Yes, this is ATX 3.0. Yep. Cheapest case is the Corsair 3500X mid tower. That's at least for US dollars. It might be priced different for him over there in Greece. But yes. I gotta slide these cables down in there. Because why not? It's starting to get heavy. I mean heavy. Starting to get a little weight to it. Try to make a new PC case on this case. Although this is technically cheapest Cooler Master Box 600 mid tower EATX. It comes with fans. Oh yeah, there you go. You the king. Yeah, I know. Ant-Man says he has an APU, Ryzen 7 5700G APU, and a 4060. It runs good in 1080p. Yeah, but he's asking if he just ran the APU. If that's going to be enough to satisfy a little bit of gaming. And I think it can. Some YouTube videos might answer that one. I've actually... The last time I tried an APU from AMD for gaming was the 3400G. It wasn't, wasn't like super great or anything. It did the job. I think I got it running Warzone at like 720. Wasn't even full 1080p. But it did it. And it was pretty smooth. It was like 45, 50 FPS, when, smooth enough to play it. There we go. Now we just got to route some of these cables to their respected locations in an untangled fashion. Our 24 pin. And our graphics card, which I think will go over the top and then attach back to the card there. This guy, we're just gonna probably zip tie up there. Won't need these extras in the build. There we go. Let's flip it back over and get those connections in. This is what's going to be really tricky, is getting these EPS cables in here. Almost should have done that before I even put the board in. Always forget about that. Even with a modular power supply, it would make it easier, right? Cooler Master base on sale, Strong Fan. Oh, nice. Wait, y'all had the baby? Yes, Tad, we had the baby. You missed the beginning of the stream. I brought the baby on the stream. So if you want to catch, I'll post a picture in Discord too. But that was the announcement. We had the baby on Wednesday. Let's see here. I see on the other live stream here on YouTube and Twitch about Seasonic have 10 and 12-year warranties. Yes, that is correct. In some models, and Seasonic make PSU for other companies, Corsair, Cooler Master, etc. It's very old, and it's very old. I don't know if they still do. 50 years and more in a PSU industry. Nice. Yeah, Seasonic's been around for a long time. They've been making power supplies for a long time. They're probably my #1. When it comes to a power supply brand, I will always try to go Seasonic first, as long as it fits the budget. They are not cheap. Yeah, I'm doing this one blind because I just can't even see what I'm doing with my hand down there. We got it. Blind and all. Go. Now we just got to get a rear fan in, a graphics card, a support bracket for the graphics card, then the graphics card. In fact, let's just get the fan in and tackle these one by one. Ah, so close to Halloween, baby, I know. So close. She arrived precisely on her due date. Exactly. So she's probably going to be a lawyer. Everything's going to be precise. Can't wait. Can't wait to see her personality grow. All of my girls have some personality. Okay, let's try to pick this guy back up. We're gonna try to get our hands in there to fish these cables through. Fudge knuckles. Header pin under the nail. Youch! Probably the worst feeling. Got me pretty good. Congrats, dude. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This person must hate RGB. What do you mean? This whole case is RGB. All three fans. Or the two front fans are RGB. The bottom fans are RGB. The rear fans are RGB. There's plenty of RGB in here. Tell me something, the PSU on the top of the case? Question mark? Yes. This is the top of the case, and yes, the power supply is at the top of the case. This is by design, which is the Fractal Torrent. Fractal Torrent. It is one of the best cases for air coolers, for airflow. It is almost unmatched. Nice. All right. Case fan installed. We just got to get it plugged in next, but not necessarily a deal I have to deal with right now. I'm going to put the card in. And get the get the graphics card support bracket installed and then get the card in here. We're almost ready. A little bit of cable management after this section, and then we are pretty much ready to fire this thing up. Moving fast. I thought this goes like... Doesn't it? Need to reference the manual again. If I'm silly. Okay. Got two thumb screws on the back side. One there. Okay. Interesting design. What if I use this cord up bracket? What's up? Arna, what's up? Welcome to the Build Show. Definitely can't miss that. Some giant idiot. Hello. Now I feel left out. What do you mean? What did I leave out? I couldn't see the fans in the angle. Oh, yeah. Type. Oh, because you weren't here earlier? Ah, don't feel left out, man. I'll make sure you get a picture. Such an awkward. So awkward. All right, I think we're finally ready to drop a card. The 4080 Super. Look, man, I wish they have micro ATX version of this case. They only have the ITX Torrent Compact. Is way too big for micro ATX. Yeah, I know. I mean, they're super big on airflow, so they're trying to keep that quality level, the expectation of the Torrent. I wanted this case before I seen the Montech King 95 case, but the hump at the top stopped me from buying it because of the AIO. Yeah, this case is not meant for it. You could put radiators in here, but it's really designed for air. The I feel left out part was referring to some giant idiot telling someone hello and not me. I was joking. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. The beefy RTX 4080 Super by MSI. It's the Ventus 3X. PCIe 4.0, 16 gigabytes. This is the OC edition as well. Beautiful card by MSI. They also have their own bracket if we want to add that. We're just going to immediately throw these away because we don't use those. Where they belong is in the trash can. The new GPU smell. You can never get enough of that. No, you should not sniff your GPU. Please refrain from sniffing your GPU. That was not expert technical advice. That has got to be the best peel I've done ever live on stream. Best way to get my attention, let's polish that band hammer. Empower Torrent 40 series, I agree, yes. Yeah. Hey guys, look. This is a 3-slot card. I only opened 2 slots up. And I'm sitting here wondering why it doesn't fit. You guys could have said something before I looked like an idiot. Nah, we just want to see Ben look like an idiot. Nice. Chunky card, I know. Beefy. It'll get her done. Ben, this is Corey. Sniff my GPUs all the time. I do not think it's a good idea. I mean, I sniff mine, but there's actually there's actually a GPU out on the market. I can't remember the company that made it. It was like Maxsun or something, but it had a perfume fragrance. And I believe it was like a 6700 or a 6800 XT, if I remember correctly. I can't remember the brand that made that card, but it was like Maxsun or gosh, but you literally smelled perfume on your card while it was running. It was crazy. Look that up if you're curious. So if you want to talk about sniffing graphics cards, that would be the graphics card to own if you wanted to sniff it. And welcome to the Build Show, Corey. Glad you could make it. Some idea. I can't wait for those 4-slot cards. Yeah, I know. You may as well just take the case, throw it out, and just slap a graphics card where your case was, and then build your PC around it. Because that's about what it's going to be next. New NVIDIA cards also have their own power cord cable slot. Yeah, directly to the wall with their own dedicated power supply. Jotac? Is that what they were? I think I did that build on stream too with that card. So it's like from like a year and a half ago. But it's somewhere out there. And I think I was making fun of the sniffs on the card. Customer bought the parts and brought them to me, or bought everything, or no, they had me buy and build everything except for the graphics card, and then they brought the graphics card for the build. They bought the card first and then decided to have me do the rest of the build. A perfume-infused GPU, what will they think of next? I know. It was an interesting perk. Interesting perk for your PC. Never did I ever think I would ever come across something like that. In all of my years of building. This is always important right here when you're plugging this in. Push it in all the way. Firmly. Right at the back. Almost thinking coming up from the bottom might have been a better tactic. I also don't know how this is. So we're gonna have to adjust that. There's got to be something here for that. Nice. This is why I just prefer those Lian Li brackets. So much easier to deal with and install, and they work. Now I have to do all this extra finagling. There we go. Bracket is successfully installed. That card ain't going nowhere. So now, we just got some cable management to do, guys. We can officially fire this bad boy up. For anyone who blows storm blowing balls, also have their very own scent depending on what color you get. Oh gosh, didn't know that. Asking maybe, is Jotac the brand? Trying to find. I don't know if it's the brand. I can't remember. I think it was like Max Sun or what's that other one? Galax maybe. I can't remember the brand name. I'd have to look it up and find it. Unless somebody here already found it. Man, you knocked that out quick, I know. We're getting there. We're almost there. Almost there. Something's probably gonna be. Something's not gonna work right, you know. Knowing my luck, it's not gonna be this easy. That. Never that easy. Why Leon Lee fans are not all RGB? Yeah, not all of them are. Are Max Sun motherboards reliable? I've actually personally never used a Max Sun motherboard, but I have used their graphics cards and they've been reliable. So I can't say their motherboards are though. I've never tried them. Well, I got my life a Lenovo, my wife, a Lenovo off the shelf type deal. And they make it almost impossible for non-PC nerds to change the browser to anything but Microsoft Edge. Yes, that is a Microsoft Windows 11 thing. They want you to use Edge. I actually made a short, YouTube short about that. Edge is extremely desperate to keep you, using Edge, basically. That's a big case. The 3-fan graphics card looks small in it. That's a good point, Steve. Yeah, it does. The 4080 Super looks small in this case, yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of the case is it fits the big parts and it has the airflow you need. Keep it cool. Cooling this thing is never going to be a problem. That's what we want, right? Ugh. All right, so the last thing I had to do is get this fan plugged in. I think I'm just gonna go here and hope to goodness sakes that I can do it. Or is there a header over here? There is a fan header over there. I'll do that. I think it's this fan too anyway, so would make more sense to do that. I'll lower it. That's pretty cool. Oh. Yep. Was the right move. Fan two. Right move. Kind of looks dumb where there's one there and none there. Oh, hi, my hat's hitting the... Might put a zip tie on these two. Make it look a little cleaner. There we go. Okay, back to the back. What are we searching for? I think we were searching for the card that has a perfume flavor. Like perfume infused graphics card. I think it was like a 6800 XT and they might have done a 3070. I can't remember the company that did it. Ben, doesn't matter what fan header the ModTech fan controller PWM is plugged into on the motherboard. Usually I try to go to sysfan 1. That generally is, you know, you start with sysfan 1 and that's generally all your fans in your case. Most of them, right? So that's usually what I just do. But it doesn't matter, really. I mean, you could put it in sysfan 5 and it's still gonna run the same. Just for software, if you have like MSI Center for an MSI motherboard installed, and it's just easier for a user to understand, okay, sysfan, well, that's the first fan, second fan, third fan. So as a builder professionally, it matters. But as a, if it's just your PC and you don't care, it doesn't matter, ultimately. Oh, thanks for the follow over there on Twitch. Onra, 1G. All right, so now we just got to take care of this cable madness. Then we will be good to go. Start by putting all our power supply cable top, so try to bundle them again. Hope this unplugs down here. A lot easier. Thank goodness. You gotta remember this back panel is actually a glass side panel. So you want to try to keep this as clean as possible back here too. It's a glass panel, you're gonna customer will see. Try to get that nice and clean. Not a whole lot we're going to be able to do. RGB buggy mess. Deister. Brown sugar. I think we're going to use a lot of zip ties here. Hey, what's up? What's the deal here? Holy sh! Do you build 750 Yes. We're a little down this year, though. I think it's got something to do with the economy. But 733 PCs last year, yes. And welcome to the Build Show. We should see a pretty good uptake here in December. We'll have a run at a good number towards the end of the year here. But I know we're not going to come close to last year's number. Not even close. Gave it the old college try. Economy just wasn't there. Afford it. I always miss a cable. Uh-oh. More zip ties needed, my lady. In this year, I have seen a lot of videos about flipping PCs. It looks like it got pretty popular. Why is that? I don't know. It's a fun hobby. That's how I started, was I flipped PCs on Facebook and Marketplace, or Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and things like that, and eBay even. So that's how I got started a long time ago. And I still do a little bit of PC flipping every now and then when it's slow. Ben, does it matter when... yeah, we already covered that. Will upgrading from 64 gig to 120 gig make my PC a Roadrunner? Run RAM make PC like the Roadrunner? Only... it depends on the applications that you're using. That's where you'll see benefits. And if you don't have System Fan 1, LOL, then any. Just don't worry about it, Tat. Yeah, just like some giant idiot said, any chassis fan is going to work fine. And then you have the SATA power. Gaming with Ammon, it won't, Tat, it won't be faster, but it will help with RAM-heavy software. So yeah, I get it. Just depends on the application. Some giant idiot. Yeah, I figured... My motherboard has Lenovo. Yeah. You don't have anything AUX Fan 1. RGB effects on the blades, Lian Li. Yes. Some of the RGB, or some of the Lian Li fans have RGB effects on the blades, yes. I think the Infinity ones, and then the SL, like, most of the SLs do, I think. The SL series. You just have to look at them. This is tricky. Very, very tricky. We're getting there. Trying to get this cleaned up. Man, there's a lot of cables in here. I want to pull those hard. I think the real question is, how many zip ties do I use in a year? Get in there. Focus time, guys. We gotta get this done. There we go. Need a little bit of attention up here. What is that? Why is that happening? All right, let's snip these up. See what we got. What do you guys think? I mean, a lot of cable. And then this stuff, nobody's ever gonna see. Here. Don't want it to be like bent funny. The rat's nest. Oh boy. We're closing it up. Did you stream every single build? No, we did not stream every single build last year, unfortunately. It just wasn't even feasible. But I have lots of pictures. December would be a good example of what it would be like if I was streaming every single build last year, December 2023. So if you look at the YouTube channel from December, imagine building 2Ps, pretty much. That's pretty much what but it didn't come out like that. So there'd be a week of no builds, and then all of a sudden there's a week of like 15 builds. So that's where it got a little crazy. I blame you when I have to clean my PCs 3 years later and the builder uses 38 zip ties. Sorry, Robert. Sorry. And welcome back to the build show, sir. Man, I missed again. Not getting any alerts. Ah, darn. I always show up when it's done. I mean, well, that's the best part, is checking it out. One of the best parts. Infinity vibes, I guess? Yeah, Infinity vibes, yeah. The Infinity fans are pretty good, the SL Infinities. It's the other Zach. Welcome to the build show, dude. So the two Zachs that were here in the same building today, one was picking up, one was dropping off, and then the other Zach picked up his PC just before the stream. It's the other Zach. Love the PC, man. Great work. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, Blood. Welcome. It's James. Thank you for building me this beast. You're welcome. I'm sure you're willing, excited to see it right now, right? And it's getting late here. It's 10 o'clock. For somebody, or my kids at bedtime. But I'm trying to get this done for you, so it's not super late. So I gotta clean this up real quick, but let's flip it around. You guys can take a look at it. Got two cables I'll have to play around with, but I'll deal with that. Just going to clean up this hardware really quick, and then we will fire it up. All this junk. Almost there, guys. All right, let's plug this thing in. Fire it up. See if Ben still knows how to build a PC, right? All right, let's get a side view. All right, James. You got to tell us when to fire this thing up. You got to give it to us. Tell me something. I think I'm so confused. It's Tuesday or Saturday night up here? Up there? It's Saturday night here, right? Or does my stream still say Tuesday? Because it's supposed to say Saturday. Oh, damn. Is this a Fractal case with the PSU on top? Yes, this is the Fractal Torrent. I'm keeping an eye on the Mechanic Master F36. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good one too. It's the same design, but for micro ATX motherboard smaller. Yeah, that's also a good one. Are you Demi 51? I don't know. There are zip ties you can unzip. I know, but they cost more. I know. Most of the time, most of the PCs that I build, the only person going back into them is usually me. So it's not really a problem for me. James, you got to tell us to hit this power button. You got to tell me to hit this power button. Waiting on you, James. If James doesn't do it in the next, 2 minutes, I'm going to hit that power button. 1K zip ties is like $9. I know. It's super cheap. Asking the title of tonight's live show is the Tuesday Night Build Show. Yeah, that should be Saturday. I'm not sure why Streamlabs didn't change the name of that on YouTube. It should have changed it. James, are you there? We're waiting on you, James. You got to tell me to hit this power button. I'm going to dance awkwardly here on camera. Do I need a Microsoft password? Other than that, it's all good. Yeah, there's no password. If you want to add one, you can, Zach. What was the build specs? So melee weapon, this is a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D on a MSI X670 mag. What was it? The Tomahawk? And 32 gigs DDR5, 6000 megahertz CL32 G-Skill Flare X with a Noctua NH-D15 cooler. And then we have an RTX 4080 Super and a 1000 watt 80 plus gold Seasonic power supply. Robert Fix It. Floss dance till he says go. I'm not the best dancer, guys. James, where are you? Our friend wants you. And then this is the Fractal Torrent case in a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe by Team Group, the MP44. And then we also added a Cooler Master MF140 in the back. All right, James. I'm going to assume you've stepped away. I'm going to go ahead and hit this power button, assuming you told me to hit that button. We're going to hit it. 3, 2, 1. That's pretty dope. I'll try to get it spun so you guys can see the front of it here in a second. I don't have any moose tat. I don't dance. Hey, we got a post. Nice. Fired up, Buttercup. Those fans are really nice, RGB. Yes. They're clean. Definitely clean RGB. And then the Cooler Master kind of adds a little bit of flair in the back there. You're just getting good clips? Oh no. Well, good thing it's the small version of me in the very small corner, so it's going to look really pixelated when you have it blown up. Yeah, I really like the MF 140s and 120s by Cooler Master. They're really nice fans. I did a couple of builds with all Cooler Master MFs. You could use that abbreviation pretty much a lot of places, but I've used them in a couple of builds, and I did all MF fans. Good. Front. It's kind of hard with the camera angle and the position, but it does have a screen here in front, so it kind of dims it off a little bit. You must not know I can make anything look good, Photoshop Master. Oh boy. If you want to make a new PC and AM5 platform, which motherboard can you... I usually buy... I mean, the difference really between the B650 and the X670 is going to be the features and also the VRMs. So it depends on what CPU you're buying. Ha! My computer just flipped out. Dropped the connection to the camera there. Hopefully we're still up. Are you based US based or Canada? I'm based in the United States. I'm in Michigan. So I'm actually right next to a Canadian border. Right by the Blue Water Bridge. Well, an hour away, but close enough. I've had a couple of people drive over here to pick up their computer, and they bought it from Canada to get away from, get around the quote-unquote tariffs. And then I've actually had people from out of state bring me their PC to work on, and they've also brought me their parts to do their build for them, which is crazy to me. I was like, man, I didn't know I was that good. But okay. And then I've got PCs all the way out in Alaska that I built, and Puerto Rico. So we're international. That I didn't ship them. The customer picked them up and then they shipped them to a family member. I thought I smelled horses. Hosers. Oh, hoser. Yeah. Melee weapon. Check out in PowerGamingPCs.com. Thank you. Thank you for the link. I got disconnected. I don't know if you read my comment, but this one looks dope too, man. Oh, thanks. I don't know which. Is it regarding the Microsoft password? I did read that. I do need a Microsoft password, and you used, but other than that, all good. So the Microsoft password that I used, it's just blank. There's no password. No password. That's to Zach, his question. I'm looking at my friend's Seasonic 850 watt, but I am between Focus series and Vertex series. What do you think? They're both, for me, they're both the same. The Focus has been around for a lot longer. But if you are going to get a Focus, I usually try to get the Focus with the PCIe 5.0 and ATX 3.0 ready. So just make sure it has that. Yeah, the Focus has been around for a long time. It's been one of the greatest power supplies, in my opinion, of all times, or at least since it's been born. But there we have it, guys. We've got James's PC done. So next I got to do Windows, drivers, BIOS, all that fun stuff, and then we can have James pick it up. So I'm going to try to get this done, actually the majority of it done tonight, so that they have a shot at picking it up tomorrow morning if they're available. But that's it, guys. We're done here. We can move on and have a good rest of the night. I will be live again on Monday, probably, I'm going to say after 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to jump on and check out another build, I'm going to be doing actually the one behind me that's you can't see, but a customer dropped it off. He started the build, ran into some problems, brought it to me, and I'm going to basically finish it up here. So we're going to redo some things and give it the bend touch, the empower touch, make it look nice. But happy weekend, guys. Thanks to everybody for joining. I appreciate everybody coming in here and hanging out. We'll see you guys on the next one on Monday. Happy weekend, guys. Looks good, Ben. Thanks for sharing the build. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Yeah, good seeing you too, Robert. I'll just come in when it's almost done every time. Well, it'll be... So I normally try to start early, and I always end up starting later than I normally start. So if you're targeting 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, you'll probably come in right when I'm starting. Like the boss that shows up at the end of the day at count the money. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you on the next one, Monday.